Hello, welcome to my kitchen. Today I would like to show you how to make Polish style apple pie called Szarlotka. It was something that I remember from childhood as my aunt. She loved baking and she baked coffee cakes almost every weekend. She had lots of friends come over for a piece of cake that goes really well with coffee or tea. So this is my version of Szarlotka. Welcome. For my wonderful Szarlotka apple pie, Polish style apple pie, I need about 350 grams of all-purpose flour, 2 eggs, vanilla extract, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 3/4 sticks of cold butter, and I did cut it up into like smaller pieces. And that would be about 180 grams, and half a cup of sugar, maybe just a tiny bit more than half a cup of sugar. If you like it on the sweeter side, then put 3/4 of a cup, and that will equal to about 140 grams of sugar. So now what we do is just mix it all up, put it in and mix it all up. It will be very crumbly at first, and don't worry about it. That's how it should be. In time, when you work with your hands, the dough will become nice and gooey and stick together nicely. So it is crumbly, it doesn't stick together yet, but give it a few minutes and you'll see the difference. It will become nice, one solid piece. Only 3 minutes and it came together so nicely. So now we can take it out here on the board and finish for another minute or so. It's very, very easy to make. Anybody can make it, but it tastes so good. So after I'm done with this, I will divide the dough into 2 pieces. One will be smaller, one will be bigger, maybe a little bit more. So the bigger part will go on the bottom and the smaller part will go on top. So once I divide the dough, the smaller part, I will cover it with foil and put it in the freezer for a few minutes. And the reason why? Because this part will be shredded on top of my apple cake. And it's much, much easier to shred it when it's cold. So my bigger part of the dough, the bigger piece, I need to stretch and roll so it fits in my dish here. And as always, I will put description ingredients on the bottom with the conversion. I preheated the oven to 355, and what I do is just make tiny holes here for the dough to be even more crispier. And I will put this bottom dough for about 10-11 minutes in the oven. And again, why I do that is because I have apples. Apples are pretty wet, and I want to make sure the dough is not gonna be too wet. I want the dough to be crispy. So this is the reason why. First, for 10 minutes, I want to bake it, like pre-bake it. And once it's pre-baked, I will put all my apples with brown sugar and cinnamon on top, and then shred the other part of the dough over the apples. I have my apples cut up, and I want to show you how I do it. Just slice it here and then kind of like this big. Some people like to put it on a pan and saute for a few minutes, but I don't really need to. They will bake wonderfully. They don't need the extra heat. When you cut Remember one thing, that's what I learned when I went to take some classes of cooking. When you hold something, remember to keep your fingers like scrooched like this, so nothing is sticking and the knife is not gonna cut on your fingers or nails. Nails are not part of the ingredients, so please don't do that. So here we go, and now I have about 5 apples cut up. My favorite, Granny Smith, but today I mixed Granny Smith with one big Fuji apple. And here is some brown sugar, so I'll put some brown sugar, cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, that's what I like. I don't like it more sweet. It's up to you, again, if you want to use more sugar. 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, and what I like, and that's just me, put 2 tablespoons of apricot preserve. It will just add this extra flavor in there. So this will go on top of my crust, which I took out just a minute ago. I took it out, and you can see a little bit brownish color around, and that's pretty much it, nothing more than that. So those apples will go on top. Seems like a lot, but once they warm up and cook, they will shrink a little bit. Okay, so here we go, and now it's time to get the other part, the smaller part of the dough from my fridge and shred it on top of it. Oh, it smells so good. Even it out so it covers most of the apples. And the crumble will go on top now. And for the crumble, all you need is butter, flour, and sugar, and whatever sugar you like. I like to mix white sugar with some of brown sugar, and here I found vanilla coconut sugar, so I will try this kind. Again, I will put all the measurements underneath the video as a reference. So again, the butter should be colder. Room temperature will be fine, but I just noticed that when it's colder and you just cut it up in smaller pieces, it works better. The crumble is more crumbly this way. Nice and crumbly. So this will go on top. Heaven in your mouth. Once in a while, why not give yourself a reward for all that hard work that we do every day? Every time I have something so good, I say I am on vacation. 3:55 for another 45 minutes. It has been 45 minutes and I see the crust is nice and brown and ready to be taken out. It will be hard to resist biting into it before it cools down, but better safe than sorry. It smells amazing.